Customer experience. Customer experience has been a real buzzword in corporate life. The best example of customer experience is Apple. How many of you have been to the Apple store in Calgary or anywhere else? Okay. For those of you who haven't, whether you're an Apple advocate or not, two things. If you don't like crowds and you don't like a lot of activity, go to the Apple website and go around and pretend to buy something and just start snooping around the website. At some point, a pop-up screen comes up and somebody says, "Can we help you?" It's not invasive, they're not pushy. If you say no thank you, it goes away. If you go into an Apple store, I'm an Apple guy. I go into the Apple store sometimes just because I'm having a bad day. I go to the Apple store just to come out because they have a smile when they come out. They are so well trained. The customer experience with them is unbelievable. Every time I buy something at the Apple store, by the time I'm out, I have a thank you note on my iPhone that says, "Thanks for your recent purchase, and here's your receipt and information." Every time you go to the store. It's religion with them. But you know what, folks? That's Apple. Let me share two more stories with you around customer experience. Pat and Paul, dry cleaner I've been going to for 15 years. Troy and I moved farther north in Toronto, so we're not a long way away, but we're now probably about 20 blocks away instead of 3 blocks away. We go out of our way to go down and drop off our dry cleaning with Pat and Paul because it's a mom and shop dry cleaners. If you walked into the dry cleaner and go, "I don't leave my clothes here," the experience we have with them is the same every time we go in. They know me by name. They take my information. They don't even have to, they know my phone number by memory now. If there's ever a problem, I get a phone call. "Here's what we need to do. Are you okay with that?" More importantly, every time I walk out of the store, I have a smile on my face because Pat or Paul have said something, we've gotten into a conversation about their grandchildren, about our kids, whatever it is, every time we go in. Mom and pop dry cleaners, folks. It's not Apple. One of my best stories is, I'm in Calgary. 5 years ago or 4 years ago, we were in Calgary at the dining room table on Toronto Press, and there was an article in the Calgary Herald about Simon the Pieman. And so I read this article, and I heard about Simon the Pieman, and I said to my brother, "Let's go." So for those of you that have not been in Calgary, go. 7 o'clock on a Saturday morning, my brother and I go to the Calgary Farmers Market. At this point, it was out in the Air Force, the Army base, and it's since moved it. We walked into this beautiful facility, 7 o'clock on a Saturday morning. We're wandering around like any farmer's market. There's some people standing at their booths and they're going, "Please, I'm going to buy something from you, please." And other booths aren't even opened up yet. And the next thing I know, we're in the back corner of the farmer's market. And this woman comes up to me and says, "Would you like a sample, sir?" I said, "Sure, what have you got?" She said, "Well, I've got meat pies." And there were 3 or 4 different flavors. And I said, "Girl, take the steak and kidney." And it was heated up, it was a small section, and we're talking meat pies this size and fruit pies this size. That's all Simon the Pieman sells. Taste this meat pie, is delicious. Delicious. 7 o'clock on Saturday morning. My brother and I get to the counter, we start talking to this guy behind the counter. He finds out I'm from Toronto, my brother's from Lethbridge, and of course he starts to give me a hard time about being from the center of the universe, and away we go. And we have this unbelievable conversation. And we carry on, and my brother says, "You know what, I'll take this," and puts it in an order. He takes the order form, hands it to someone behind the counter. They go running out the back. What I discovered afterwards is there's freezers. And out of the freezers come these 4 styrofoam containers, perfectly designed to hold 4 meat pies in each container, 4 containers with 16 meat pies. On top of each container is cooking instructions. He talks to us a bit more and says, "Anything else?" "Nope, that's it." Takes us to the counter. At the end, there's a cash register and a young girl. She takes the order and says, "Here's your order," puts it in a bag. There's cooking instructions on top of each container. "Here's another order form for the next time you come by. Is that cash or Visa?" My brother says, "Visa, please." Takes it, processes it. We leave. She says, "Thanks very much. Our website is located here. If there's anything else, don't hesitate to give us a call. Thanks for coming to Simon the Pieman." We walk away. It's 7:15 on a Saturday morning. I look at my brother, "What just happened there?" He was looking at me and said, "What just happened?" I said, "This is my business." I said, "We were greeted and treated with respect. We were given a free sample. It was delicious. We were engaged in a conversation. I still don't know what the conversation was. The gentleman we spoke to was Bob Woodworth, who is the owner of Simon the Pieman. I write about Bob in my book. It took Bob 7 years to get that process. We engaged in a conversation with Bob. They took our order. It was delivered perfectly. We were given cooking instructions. We went to the cash register. We paid for it, and we walked away. And my brother said, "So what?" I said, how much was a meat pie? He goes, I have no idea. I said, that's what just happened. We just spent $45 on meat pie and we don't even know how much it costs. That's the customer experience. Okay? If Bob Woodworth can do that, if Pat and Paul can do that, and Apple can do it, we all can do that from the experience we create with our clients every day. I want you all to start thinking about what's the experience.